Hello, everybody. Kind of a bit of a subtle flex today, but yes, welcome everybody to Whimsicraft episode 16. And yeah, today I just kind of want to build on the plans that we came up with in the last episode. I kind of discussed last episode that I wanted to turn this into like an industrial mining area with a bunch of like industrial buildings and mining trucks and all of that kind of thing, and they'd be like encroaching on the forest that I've built over the last few videos, and yeah, it's going to be really cool. So today I want to prepare the land, and very simply that means we're going to be flattening this all down. Now technically I want to have some areas that are higher and lower, but I personally feel like it's easier to start from a flat canvas. So that's what we're going to do. I do have a haste beacon. I probably shouldn't need it too much because this land isn't too thick. Actually, looking at it, it does. It's about 10 blocks, but certainly over here it's just a bit of dirt to flatten down. But I'm going to flatten it all down to river level. And yeah, it's going to be very good. So that means we're just basically jumping straight into time-lapse mode. No point in dawdling. Yep. I'm going to flatten all of this down in one go. It's gonna be good, I guess. All right, let's go. Well, everybody, those new netherite tools certainly came in handy. Success! We have a completely flat plane to work with. This took maybe 3 hours to do. It wasn't as bad as I thought, especially after help from Honourable and Cake, which is much appreciated. I owe you guys a favour or something, I don't know. It is the best. So now we've got this huge area to work with, and I think the next thing I want to do is have a nice speedy cut into basically just some plans. I'm going to put some concrete on the floor, and we're going to have a look at what I exactly want to build. In the meantime, I'll think exactly about how I want to terraform this area. And of course, the smoothing off of these edges is something that I've left because I thought it looked quite silly to just have a solid line. But that will happen in time as well. So yeah, let's draw some lines. Apply some netherrack. Yeah, I've now got an oval. It's a very wonky oval, but that's kind of the point because, you know, if it's going to be a rocky thing, then it's not going to be perfect. And yeah. The area is looking nice. I expanded the little bit of area that I said I would fill in over here where my cursor is. But yeah, we basically got a space, and this is where the main rocky area is going to be. It's honestly smaller than I thought it would be, but I think it's the correct size for this area. I think we've still got plenty of space to work with, but yeah, I think it's definitely a thing. Now you can see that we've got 3 main areas that are like kind of not being used by the rock, and that's perfect. So we've got 3 nice areas to put whatever we want in them. I think this area here seems like a really good place for an admin building area. So this is going to have a bunch of buildings for like the staff to be in, I guess, the building staff to be in. And then over here seems like a good area for some kind of like site entrance, perhaps, or maybe this one is better because it's further away. So this would be some kind of admin area, and then we've got like the site entrance. We're going to have some, maybe a dockyard or something like that for the people to come over here, and then over here in this last area, I think some kind of like rubble piles and, you know, that type of vibe would be pretty cool. Some like maybe like loading area. However, I think over here might be better for loading because the river's a bit bigger. Over here doesn't seem very good because of how narrow the river is, but maybe there's something that we can put here. But yeah, I think the oval is nice. I think it's in a good area. I like that it's squiff diagonal. I think that's good. I think there's a possibility for it to be expanded, but I don't want to make it perfect yet. I want the rock to kind of expand naturally. I kind of build from a bit of a reference and then kind of do a bit of guesswork to see how it's going to expand from there. You can see the rock face is actually very close to the trees over here, and I think that's a good idea. I'm not entirely sure whether I want that actually. It might be better to give myself a bit of leeway for the like logging operation that I mentioned previously. For now, I think I want to kind of put down some squares for buildings. I think having one main like admin brick and then a bunch of like little blocks around it like in a compound would be pretty cool. Maybe I even put a fence around it. I think that would be pretty interesting, but of course we need to plan that. So yeah, I'm going to put down even more netherrack. I know netherrack is ugly. You can yell about me and yell to me in the comments about it. I know it is what it is, guys. It's the block that I've got. It's Instamine. Come on. Although I will mention about this oval was really hard to build because it's so big. I had to keep flying up and like editing it. I couldn't even like make it into a vague oval to begin with, but I'm happy with how it looks now. Happy-ish. But yeah, let's put some squares in. Okay, I have marked out the compound. I think it's a pretty cool idea. So I've got the dashed line of the fence and then just kind of crammed in some random buildings. Obviously we've got the big center one and then some little ones dotted around. I think it's pretty cool. And I wanted to do something interesting here, whether it's a satellite dish, an aerial, I don't know, a shed, whatever it is. I thought we might be able to use this peninsula for something cool. And yeah, over here I also just marked kind of where I wanted the dock to be approximately, because I think that's a pretty cool idea. I took some inspiration from Dr. Rock's place. And I was like, hey, that kind of looks cool, maybe I should include something like that. And yeah, I think it'll be a cool idea. I think we will have some extra buildings here, maybe one or two here as well. Here, I'm still undecided. I mentioned like rubble piles or something. I think it's a decent idea, but I think there's something better we can do there. For now, I'm not really sure what to do. I guess the next clip will tell you guys what I did. Alright. So, everybody, this is the Spego Store. This is Spaghet's concrete shop. But the concrete is the boring part of the store. What's the really exciting bit is these guys, tiny little whimsy figurines. I think they're very, very, very cool. And I've been buying some, currently out of stock, but we look in this shulker box called minifigs. Ta-da! There we go. That is my full collection so far. There have been 2 drops of 8, and I've got all of them, and 2 of myself as well. These are really, really, really cool, and my plan is to make the whole collection. How it works is essentially throw a diamond block in here, and you receive a bundle, and in the bundle is a minifig plus a bit of other random stuff that varies, but you get a random minifig out of the collection. So out of Series 1, I had a chance to get any of these, and out of Series 2, I had a chance to get any of these. So how do I have all of them? Well, I sat there, and I rolled, 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 and I rolled until I got all of them. As you can imagine, that was rather expensive, so I came up with a cunning plan to make some money back. So obviously I got duplicates after paying over and over and over and opening loads. For example, I got multiple fins. Sure, I got multiple fins. I don't actually remember because this was a little while back. So what do you do about that? Well, what I did is I walked over here and I opened the black market. In here, I sell my duplicates and currently haven't made any profit on these ones, but I did make previous profit. And it's a little way to earn some money back and get rid of my duplicates. Also, the shopping district is crazy. While we're here, yep, there's a giant DZ and some other really cool stuff around here. But the main thing is that my shop is still going well. I'm sure there's currently no sales in it because I check it quite frequently, but yeah, everything is going very well around here. The SOA area still looks worse than the normal area. I'm just kidding, but I do hate the SOA. I will say the shop is very cool though. However, it is earning spaghet a fortune. But yes, talking about the black market, I had this sneaky idea which I might do. If I climb up this ladder, then this little fire escape to here. This is the top part of Spaghet's shop that he doesn't seem to be using. I wonder if I could adopt it for myself. I think I'll turn this into the black market official place. Do some decorating in here. And maybe I can tell some specific whimsies about it. Maybe we don't have to tell Spaghet that we've invaded his shop. Might be a fun little thing to do. And maybe I can get some other whimsies to help me. But yeah, you know what? Let's take a little break from what we've been doing over in my base and build in there instead. Be a little fun little thing. I don't know. Let's go. Right, I made a little bit of progress in this place. I'm not fully happy with it. I don't think it's complete, but I think we've got something here. It certainly feels like rustic thrown together in a panic style, which I think is kind of what we're looking for here. I just threw down a quick book. I'm not going to read it for you guys. You guys can pause if you want to actually read it. But yeah, basically I just threw down some chests and I'm selling my stuff again. Over here is a bit of armor stand work that I thought I'd do. I haven't done armor stand work yet this season, so I thought I'd kind of just dabble in it. I have done it before, so I was pretty confident that I could get something that I was quite happy with, and yeah, I think this is pretty interesting. I'm also taking full advantage of the nice dark new paintings. I think they really fit the vibe well. This one is doing a great job of covering up the window, which is something that I've used paintings for before. I used it in my hardcore world quite a lot, and I'm a really big fan of it. But yeah, basically what I want to do now is I want to add even more tiny details. I think some like more random signs like this would be cool. Extra paintings would be great. There's so many more paintings that I haven't like barely even seen, so there's definitely going to be some more that we can throw in here. And I also want to add some lighting, because right now this is only lit during the day. At night it's pretty scary. Right now it is very conveniently day. I think I'm going to use candles though. I think that'll be my best option. But yeah. I think we'll come back when I'm more happy with the progress that we've made in this building. Although I will say it's quite funny, I've put some details on the outside. Go away, spaghetti. And then over here it says something interesting. And finally behind here I've just put do not enter because yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Alright, let's go and finish this off. Maybe not finish, I don't know, see how much progress I can make. Now this is the type of detail that this place needed. Yeah, this room now feels full, which I'm very happy with. My shaders are making these walls look a bit strange, but the candles are correct. It's very dark in this room, like actually dark. Like if you look at my like block light level, it's block light level 1 in some areas, which I was very glad that I was able to do, because always having a nice dark build is very, very fun. I added more chests and barrels so that more Whimsies could use the black market area. And yeah, I'm just generally really happy with how this interior came out. As I mentioned before, interiors are not my strong point, so I'm very glad that I could come up with something cool. Now, of course, I had to fly back and forth about 100,000 times to get weird things like bundles. And as I was doing so, I noticed these. I think they were probably in the last clip, but I didn't notice them. Join the Evil Zeal Empire. Now, that's kind of weird, because that's kind of, yeah, evil? Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna miss out on that, I think. It's plastered on, like, every shop, even, like, multiple times. So it's kind of a plague, which I'm going to attempt to avoid. There are also Evil Zeal heads everywhere, which is kind of normal for Whimsicraft, but not this many heads just everywhere. But yeah, I think this build is at a complete stage, and yeah, that is very, very cool indeed. So yeah, I think there's one more little thing I want to show before the end of the video. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting thing. I'm not sure how I'm gonna include this in the thumbnail. I know I don't talk about this stuff too much, but this shot is very nice. But if I put it in thumbnail mode, you can't even see it. I did all this beautiful interior work and you can't even see it. Hopefully there's a way for me to include it, but we shall see. Alright, let's go and do the next thing. This is the final thing I'd like to show in the episode today, and it's this. Just a block palette, very simple. And yeah, this is going to be the block palette for this area. So these buildings are going to be mainly very grey, which I think is very fitting. But we're going to have some highlight colours, some very pale, some white, silvers, yellow. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting build for me, because I struggle to make buildings that are monochrome that are still interesting. So these buildings will be mainly grey, but it might be tricky to make them look as good as I want them to, because over here there is no monochrome happening here. Every single colour that I want to use I can use here, and I have, and it's really come out as a really interesting area. This, I want a similar amount of interest, but we're going to be using way less colours, so it's going to be really interesting for me and very tricky, but that's okay. In terms of like the ground and like the decoration in terms of nature, because yes, even though this is an industrial complex, we still need some natural stuff happening. That will be in the form of dead bushes, mostly. That'll be a really nice stark contrast from this area, which has nothing dead at all. Everything is alive over here, which wasn't really a deliberate like choice to make everything living over here. I did avoid dead bushes because I just don't really like them, like the hue with the ground. But I feel like over here, combining, like contrasting the dead bush with the alive trees feels like a really cool thing that I will be able to do. I'm just going to quickly do that. And yeah, that means I'm kind of happy with what we've achieved in today's episode. Something I would like to quickly mention again, I thought I said it at the beginning of the video, but now I'm back at uni. Videos will be scattered, potentially, but this one I've managed to get out on time, which I'm super, super happy about. I had a full week of uni and still managed to make a proper video, which I'm super glad about. Didn't have a whole lot of work though, so yeah. Next episode, I think what I want to do is I'm going to go over here, and I want to essentially excavate some of this. Like, obviously this is a ginormous area. It's so much stone and also dirt. But I think it's necessary. It's something that we just need to do. I'm going to scoop out a good bowl, and then we're going to run it from there. And it's going to be quite interesting because we're going to get a blank canvas to design our geologically significant parts of the build, and I think that's going to be really fun. This area I haven't really managed to plan out too well in my brain yet. So I think what we might do is kind of work on it later in next episode when I've had some time to think over exactly what I want to do with it. But anyway, it is time for me to end. So people, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, do all that fantastic stuff. And yeah, I'm honestly super excited for next video, because that's when we actually start to like get things going in this area. It's been a while since I've done a really big mega build on a server like this, so it's gonna be very, very fun. Alright people, thanks for watching. Bye people. Bye. Bye people. Bye.